Good evening. This is a meeting of the Tinton Falls Borough Council being held June 11th, 2024. This meeting is hereby called to order. Would the clerk please read the open public meeting statement?
Pursuant to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board at Borough Hall and by notification to the Asbury Park Press, the Newark Star-Ledger, and the New Coaster at least 48 hours prior to the meeting, and filing with the Borough Clerk all on December 19, 2023.
Thank you. May I ask the clerk to call the roll?
Ms. Buckley is absent. Dr. Dobrin?
Here.
Mr. Manginelli is absent. Mr. Nessie?
Here.
Mrs. Clay?
Here. At this time, I would like to invite everybody to join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There is one set of meeting minutes for approval. May I have a motion to approve the May 7th, 2024 regular meeting minutes?
Second.
May I have a roll call?
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mrs. Clay?
Yes. Before we move on to reports, I'd like to ask Councilman Nessie to read the June 2024 LGBTQ Pride Month proclamation.
Thank you, Council President. This is a proclamation for June 2024 for LGBTQ plus Pride Month in the Borough of Tinton Falls. Whereas the Borough of Tinton Falls is home to people of all backgrounds, including those who identify as LGBTQ plus, and whereas LGBTQ plus people transcend across all races, nationalities, cultures, and ethnicities. Whereas each year in June marks the anniversary of the Stonewall Rebellion that gave birth to the modern movement to advance the rights of the LGBTQ plus persons and those committed to justice and equality. Celebrate during the month of June the notable achievements and outstanding service that LGBTQ plus Americans make to our city, state, and nation. Whereas June has been recognized since 1970 by our country, 1 year after the Stonewall Rebellion took place on June 28, 1969, to commemorate the impact of the movement has made on society, and the 2024 marks the 55th anniversary of Stonewall, an important milestone in the history of our country. And whereas during the month of June, throughout the nation's numerous organizations, governments, and others recognize the rights of LGBTQ plus persons during the Pride celebrations throughout the world. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Tinton Falls, do hereby proclaim June 2024 LGBTQ Pride Month and encourage all people of the Borough of Tinton Falls to join us in celebrating. Thank you.
Sorry, 1 minute. We have one council member who's dialing in remotely, and that's what we're in the process of doing. So thank you for your patience.
No problem.
Hello, John. Can you hear us?
Okay, I'm on.
You're on.
All right.
Hi, everybody. Sorry about this, but I'm ready.
All right. Awesome. We're glad to have you, Councilman Manginelli. At this
Thank you.
time, I would like to invite Linda Ciano to come forward for the presentation of the 2024 Citizen of Tinton Falls Proclamation. I'm just absolutely thrilled to have Linda here for this proclamation, a person that does so much for so many. Okay, a proclamation celebrating Linda Sayano, citizen of Tinton Falls. Whereas Linda Sayano has been a resident of Tinton Falls for over 60 years. She is a registered nurse and works for Hackensack Meridian Health and Wellness Center in Eatontown and Navasing Pediatrics in Tinton Falls. She has been a dedicated volunteer EMT for Tinton Falls EMS North for 40 years. And whereas following the legacy of her parents, Walter and Valerie Trillhass, who also served on Tinton Falls EMS North, Linda proudly served as a line officer in the ranks of sergeant, lieutenant, and captain. She presently holds the position of trustee, cadet advisor, membership committee, good and welfare, and constitution and bylaws committee. And whereas Linda grew up on a farm on Sycamore Avenue and Linda Lane is named after her. She and her husband Matt raised 3 children in Tinton Falls and have 5 adorable grandchildren. Since moving to Tinton Falls, Linda has been interacting with the community and has been a Tiger Club leader, recreation cheerleading coach, American Red Cross CPR first aid instructor, and a school nurse and volunteered for those in need. And whereas Linda has watched her grandchildren play on the playground at Tinton Falls soccer fields, field number 3 is named after her father, which brings her such joy. And whereas Linda enjoys vacationing with her family every summer in the St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands, playing pickleball and bike riding. Linda is dedicated to positively impacting the Tinton Falls community. Her commitment to making a difference shines through her active involvement and contributions. Now, therefore, the Mayor and Council of Tinton Falls do hereby honor Linda Sayano and congratulate her as citizen of Tinton Falls for the year 2024. I just wanted to, I'd like to at this time recognize Assemblywoman Donlin, who's here this evening, and her beautiful daughter.
I'm here on behalf of the New Jersey State Senate and Assembly. Our Senator Vin Gopal really wanted to be here tonight, and he congratulates you on this tremendous, significant award. Assemblywoman Luann Peter-Paul and myself are also so proud of you for everything you've done, your 40 years of service with EMT, and especially your training of the cadets. And your management of the volunteer service is just tremendous. You're exactly who we need in this world, so we appreciate you. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
At this time, I'd like to invite Linda's family and friends and anybody who would ever join her up here for a photo.
That means everybody. Come on. I want to go on.
Everybody, come on up here.
Come on, you guys. You're everywhere.
How you doing? Nice seeing you.
Oh, get up there. Come on. First one, first. Please,
That's it.
get up there. One more. Hurry up.
If I can get to the microphone, I will do it. At this time, if anybody would like to exit, you're perfectly welcome to go out and celebrate with Linda this evening. You don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting unless you want to.
Thank you, everybody.
Hi.
Appreciate it. That's an honor. Thank you.
Nicely done, President.
Thank you, Deputy. Okay.
He's going to need a haircut soon.
Oh, that's nice.
Doc wants you to come up here so you can see you. Doc, wave the committee up.
All right. Before we move on to reports, we are required to hold a public hearing on the submission of the Monmouth County Open Space Grant Program Waltz Park application. I'd like to turn over the floor to our Borough Engineer, Tom Knapp, to discuss the details.
Thank you, Council President. I'll start just giving a brief overview of the grant program and then go into the details of what we're considering. So, as you mentioned, this is a grant through the Monmouth County Park System, something that we've applied for and received funding for in the past. Last year, they did revise the whole program, so they actually increased the available funding for this grant. They now allocate county freeholders, commissioners, $6 million each year for all the municipalities. So the maximum grant award that a municipality can receive for park development is now up to $500,000. It was $250,000 previously, and it is a 50% matching grant. So any award that we could receive, the borough would have to match those funds, and typically we do that out of the Open Space Trust Fund. So this grant can be used for development of either new parks or rehab, maintenance, replacement of existing facilities, but the county does typically favor new development over replacing something that's existing. They want to expand park facilities. So in the past, we have received last year $195,000 for Wardell Park restroom building, which we're actually looking to award tonight under consent agenda. And years past before that, we got $127,000 for Liberty Park Dog Park, $200,000 for the Wardell Park improvements for the pickleball courts and other improvements out there. And for this same property, we originally got $250,000 for the acquisition of the park. So this year, after discussions with the borough officials and some council members, we are looking to do improvements to Waltz Park. Since we purchased the property in 2018, we really haven't been able to do much with it. We've been focusing our funds and other grants on existing parks and improving what we have. Residents really haven't been able to use this park to its fullest potential, so we're looking to invest some money and hopefully get some grant money to improve this park. So specifically what we're looking to do, we would come in with a driveway off of Shark River Road through the old single-family house property where Mr. Waltz lived. We no longer have to come in off of Thresher Court as originally planned, so that'll be great. We'll come in with the driveway, we'll do a parking lot in the back, we'll do a playground, a new restroom building, utility extensions for that. We're going to do walking, biking trails around the whole facility. We're thinking more of like a natural type surface, like a cinder dust or something. We think we can get over a mile of an outer loop. We'll go through like the existing cleared areas, and we're also going to clear into the woods a little bit, and then we'll do some cut-throughs. So you can really get a nice trail out here, it looks like. We're also going to do a fishing platform at the pond. The pond is pretty well stocked naturally with fish, so we'll do a fishing dock or platform there. And then some of the other just necessary improvements like stormwater management, landscaping, lighting, but we're not looking to do any big fields, big lights, no big soccer fields, no big football fields, just lighting for the parking lot, safety, security, and keep it kind of more of a passive recreation area. So the total cost for this preliminary estimate without full plans is about 1.8 million. As I mentioned, the maximum grant award is 500,000, so that's what we would be submitting for. So if council is in support, I would prepare the remaining grant application in the next couple weeks. We also have a resolution of support and approval for this grant application under consent agenda. We'd be looking to get approved. And also, coincidentally, tonight's meeting, looking to authorize an engineering firm to do the full survey, permitting, and plans for this. This way, if we do get the grant, we can run right into it without any delays next year. So the applications are due July 11th, and we expect awards usually sometime in December. So does council have any questions for me? Thoughts?
It sounds fantastic.
Absolutely. I second that.
All right. If there are no questions, thank you, Mr. Neff. If I could have a motion to open the public hearing
Motion?
and a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Just a reminder that the comments for this portion of the meeting will be limited to 3 minutes and must pertain only to the topic of the community development grant application. Is there anyone from the public that would like to comment on this application? Please remember to state your name and address for the record. All right. Do any council members have comments or questions?
I have just a comment. The inner part of the park, you said you're going to remain, the idea is to remain all natural, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any maintenance to the natural area, or is it just going to just kind of overgrow? Like, where do you see it in, 5 years, 10 years?
Not looking to do anything too significant in the main area. We're really looking to focus it on the front portion, kind of right behind Mr. Walsh's house where he had some of the old barn structures out there. And then the rest, like I said, just do some natural trails through the old fields, kind of let them go back to their natural state.
Awesome. Okay. Sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah.
I would just like to say thank you to Mr. Neff for always being forward-thinking and keeping the best interest of the residents in mind, making Tinton Falls really extra special.
Do what I can.
Okay, may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll now move on to the reports section of the meeting. Do you have anything else, Mr. Neff?
Just a couple things on the consent agenda to touch on. We do have a lot here. Speaking of grants, we are also in the process of preparing a NJDOT municipal aid grant application that is also due early July. So we're looking to submit for Rutgers Drive. It's a main thoroughfare for the college streets and the surrounding neighborhoods. This year we are paving a number of the cul-de-sacs in anticipation of hopefully doing Rutgers Drive in the coming year or two. Also, just want to mention item 19, R24-121. I've been working with our administrator on a new outdoor sign. The Borough Hall sign is probably original when the building was built. It's in pretty rough shape, and you can't really see it too well. So we're looking to do a new modern LED digital signboard, double-sided, right out front by the new intersection. Much more visibility, and we'll also be able to put various messages on there, whether it's for something like Community Day, meeting updates, safety, security notices, things like that. It'll be a great upgrade for Borough Hall complex here. That's all I have right now.
All right, thank you, Mr. Neff. Mr. Fallon, our CFO.
Yeah, thank you, Council President, and good evening, everyone. On tonight's agenda, we have Resolution 24-108, which is to accept the 2023 audit report. I'd just like to take this time to congratulate all the employees and department heads on receiving another excellent audit report. The auditor's opinions on both the financial statements and the internal controls were clean. Additionally, they had no comments or recommendations for improvements. So it's pretty much the best report you can get. Again, and basically keep up the good work for all the employees. We really appreciate it, and that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fallon, and thank you for all your work on the audit. Mr. Tarafenko, our business administrator.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everybody. Just a couple quick reminders. We're in full swing with planning out Community Day, and our mailers and internet notifications have gone out. So if the local community is available, we'd like to see them come to Community Day on October 5th with our rain date of October 6th. And also vendors and sponsors, you're more than welcome to support the event as well. Obviously, our local first responders, fire and EMS, will be there present, along with some of our normal sponsors that we do have, from Touch a Truck to our vendors that'll be putting on different events throughout the day, with our police and canine demonstrations and our state police as well. We've already got them locked in. This year, we're going to have some food truck vendors. We've already expanded that from last year as well, so it's going to be a fun time. From the Recreation Department, we're in full swing with all their summer activities already, so hopefully everybody's going to be able to take advantage of that. And DPW-wise, they're already out in full swing, cleaning up and getting ready for all their summer activities they have to do. The parks are in full swing, so they're looking great. So thank you to the DPW for getting them in good working order. We saw soccer team's already out there, baseball's already out there in full swing. Championship games are going on tonight with both soccer and baseball and softball as well. So thank you for getting those fields in good working order. If you haven't had a chance, go past Sycamore Park. One of the new softball fields is almost complete. I'd say 99.9%, right, Mr. Neff? And the other one's probably about 80% complete. So we're well in line with what our construction officials are saying and our contractors. So we're in good shape there, and we're looking forward to having a ribbon cutting within the next month or two on those fields as well. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Tarafenko. Mr. Starkey, our Director of Law.
Thank you, Council President. There's just one ordinance on for introduction tonight. I just want to give a brief summary of it. It is when there is a home is resold, home is sold, or there are a change in a tenancy for a rental, the borough does an inspection and issues a certificate of occupancy. Those types of COs are typically called, or have been called, continued certificates of occupancy, or CCOs. This ordinance is simply changing the name because the state wants us to. So it's going from continued certificate of occupancy, or CCO, to resale rental certificate of occupancy, which is RRCO. That's the only change, very minor, but the state wants us to do it, so we're doing it. So that's the upshot of this ordinance that's on for first reading tonight. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Starkey. Ms. Hutchinson, our Borough Clerk.
I have no report this evening. Thank you.
Thanks. Moving on to council reports, Dr. Dobrin.
Thank you so much. I want to thank Mr. Neff for his work on Waltz Park. The southern end of town is looking much forward to that improvement. And as far as the maintenance goes, I know Mr. Nessie mentioned it, but right now they do a maintenance normal. You know, the town DPW goes, cuts the grass, and keeps it somewhat in order. So I'm sure it's going to be great with the new improvements, so thanks for that. And of course, Mr. Fallon for the work on the budget and the auditing. Congratulations. As far as the library goes, we actually will have our first board meeting at the library. I know our president of the trustees at the library is here tonight, Ms. Kochman. Welcome. And we're looking forward to the first meeting at the library. And a new flyer will be coming out with the music festival August 17th, and that's a fundraiser. Since our last meeting, I think we've had a few activities. I believe we had the Memorial Day service, which was quite a nice celebration. And we did escape a tornado, so that was pretty good. You know, we were kind of nervous about that. On June 7th, the Battle of Midway Remembrance Service at the Earl Naval Station took place, and that was this past Friday. At attendance was Mayor Perillo, which is so fitting, and of course our business administrator, Charles Tarafanko, was there, and I was honored to represent our council, our TF council members, and I was also happy to aid the mayor in placing a wreath in memory of those who sacrificed their lives during World War II. So that was really a nice ceremony as well. And they were very appreciative that we had in attendance, as they always are at Earl Naval Base. Saturday, I spent some time, a whole day of time, and that was June 8th, and I attended the New Jersey Special Olympics Games, the Summer Games at TCNJ in Ewing. It was just a pleasure to see these special athletes loving the events, especially with the beautiful weather. And they had such a good time, and it was just a wonderful day. It's always nice to appreciate what, you know, is going on with the Special Olympics. And I do believe that some of our police actually did the torch run. So that, you know, that was very nice too. I saw that in the in some of the bulletins. Very nice. And I guess that's about all I have to say, and thank you so much, Council President.
Thank you, Dr. Domren. Mr. Manginelli?
No, I have no report tonight, Council President. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Nessie?
Thank you, Council President. Planning Board's meeting for tomorrow night has been postponed. Don't know when the next date will be, but I'm sure we'll have it with the application. Nothing's going on with the Chicken Advisory Board right now. Everything is just stable. And that concludes my report, but I do want to say congratulations to Linda on her Citizen of 2024 award. I jokingly told her at the end that she's an overachiever, but in reality, she's exactly the type of person who any recipient of this award at Tinton Falls should be. Her resume just goes beyond anyone else I know with volunteering and helping other people. So congratulations to Linda. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks. Let's see, in terms of my report, as Dr. Dober mentioned, the Memorial Day ceremony was fabulous. It's such a well-done ceremony, and so many people come out for it, and really made me very proud to be a resident of Tinton Falls. On May 30th, I attended, along with our business administrator, a presentation of a model of a steel mill that was created by students of Asbury Park High School, and one of their teachers, an engineering teacher who's a resident of Tinton Falls, Kevin Gould, and that was a really nice day. Always a good day when you can appreciate the work of young people. Later that evening, I attended a district pre-K meeting at Atchison School with a full house, and there was discussion of different options that the K-8 district is looking at in terms of universal pre-K. There'll be more discussion on that in the coming weeks. Last Saturday, myself and Councilwoman Buckley were at the community garden for the unveiling of a new sign that was created by 2 middle school students and their art teacher. That's the garden on Water Street, and if you have an opportunity, I would encourage you to go by and check it out. It's really nice work. In addition, I just want to take a moment to mention that I hope that people have noticed the extra work on our website and our Facebook page. The borough has really put a lot of effort into recognizing residents and sharing information of events that have happened and are happening in town. And I feel it's been an excellent improvement. Finally, this Saturday at the Crawford House will be Juneteenth. There will be Speaker Rick Geffen. He will be discussing the story of one particular enslaved person, Yaf, and talking about his life as it relates to the Crawford House and that area. In addition, there will be a memorial stone that's unveiled that day in commemoration of the enslaved people who died at that site. And again, all are welcome. And that's my report for tonight. There is one ordinance on for introduction this evening. I'd like to remind the public that when an ordinance is introduced, there is no public discussion. The public discussion for the following ordinance will take place when it is up for final consideration. With that, may I ask the clerk to read the title of the ordinance?
2024-1514, an ordinance amending Chapter 11 of the Borough Code entitled Building and Housing to add references to resale rental certificates of occupancy in order to comply with the state. The public hearing will be held on July 9th, 2024, or as soon thereafter as the matter can be reached on the agenda.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the introduction of this ordinance?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
And a roll call?
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mrs. Clay?
Yes. There are no ordinances for final consideration this evening. Moving on to public discussion, may I have a motion to open the public discussion?
Motion.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is the time the public may comment on any topic of their choice. Please state your name and address for the record and limit your comments to 3 minutes. At this time, I'd like to ask the clerk if any public comments were submitted prior to the meeting via email.
There were none.
Thank you. Are there any comments from the public? Okay, hearing no further comments, may I have a motion to close the public discussion?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Does any member of the council have anything to add? All right. We will now move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items any member of the council would like to have removed to be voted upon separately? Okay, hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
And a second? Thank you, Mr. Manginelli. May I have a roll call?
Dr. Dobrin?
Yes.
Mr. Manginelli?
Yes.
Mr. Nessie?
Yes.
Mrs. Clay?
Yes. This concludes today's business. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
And a second? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 This meeting is now adjourned.